Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really cool. We're acting as investigators and looking straight into the transparent black box of your operating system. We want to see exactly what data your PC is continuously sending back to Microsoft. It's a fascinating look under the hood of a system most of us rely on every single day. All right, let's just tackle the elephant in the room right away. From the absolute second you hit the power button and boot up your machine, your device is quietly talking to Microsoft in the background. But what exactly is it saying? Are we just talking about critical system updates, or is it something a whole lot more involved? Now, to be totally fair and stay completely neutral here, we need to look at how Microsoft actually defines this stuff. Officially, this is known as Windows Telemetry, which is simply the automatic collection of diagnostic data, error reports, and system metrics. Microsoft views this as proactive maintenance. They use this massive sample size of data to develop security improvements, troubleshoot annoying bugs, and build fixes that keep your specific machine running the way it should. So, here is our roadmap for unpacking all of this today. 1. The Windows Telemetry mystery. 2. Required versus optional data. 3. Unpacking the data model. 4. Viewing your diagnostic data. And 5. Controlling your privacy settings. Kicking things off with Section 1, the Windows Telemetry mystery. It's actually super interesting how the terminology itself has evolved over the years. As you can see, Microsoft has repeatedly reframed this data collection. They don't want to call it classic telemetry in a negative spying sense. Instead, they position it as a critical security and reliability feature. You see, the debate often gets messy when people treat all this data as just one big, undifferentiated blob of spying, rather than a layered, dual-purpose model for system health. Moving right along to Section 2, required versus optional data. So, the crucial thing to grasp here is that Microsoft explicitly divides this data flow into two very distinct buckets, and the difference between them is massive. Over on the left, we've got required data. They describe this as the absolute bare minimum needed to keep your device secure, updated, and just functioning normally. But on the right, we have optional data. This is where the lens really widens. It pulls in richer behavioral context, usage signals, website activity for certain components, and enhanced crash reports that can actually include snapshots of your device's memory. I absolutely love this analogy because it hits the nail right on the head. Think of that required tier as your car's check engine light. Microsoft needs that light to know if a part is failing or if a new update just caused a massive crash. But the optional tier, that's more like handing over your GPS history. Privacy advocates make a fair point here. Sure, Microsoft definitely needs the check engine light to fix crashes, but they don't necessarily need to track your entire driving route to keep the car running, you know? Let's get a bit technical now in Section 3, unpacking the data model. Now, you might be thinking, okay, how much data are we actually talking about sending over the wire? Well, Microsoft proudly cites that the average PC only generates about 6 megabytes of diagnostic data per day. When you hear that number out loud, it sounds tiny, right? I mean, a single photo you take on your smartphone is usually bigger than 6 megabytes. But, and this is a big but, security experts are quick to point out that size absolutely does not equal sensitivity. Raw megabytes are just kind of a blunt instrument for measuring privacy impact. Because even within those few tiny megabytes, the data stream can contain uniquely identifiable device IDs, user account types, and highly detailed snapshots of your device's state. Let's peek right under the hood at what's actually in that required stream. The official events are highly specific system queries, things like census.hardware, which logs your device manufacturer and TPM version, or DXGKNL telemetry, which takes an inventory of your graphics card and display drivers. They also use events like Setup360 and Appraiser to track update statuses. Basically, it's all laser-focused on ensuring your unique hardware is actually compatible with their latest patches. But wow, look what happens the second you opt into that optional tier. The data collection just expands dramatically. It starts tracking behavioral metrics like user input responsiveness, pen latencies, the timing of your Cortana voice commands, and even website activity for some Microsoft components. And maybe most notably, if your system hangs or crashes, the telemetry can actually scoop up the recorded state of your working memory and kernel use at that exact moment in time. Which brings us nicely to Section 4, viewing your diagnostic data. So, instead of just taking the official documentation's word for it, you can actually intercept and read your own telemetry on your own machine.
Microsoft built a transparency tool specifically for this. By following these quick steps on screen, going into privacy and security settings and downloading an app, you can install the diagnostic data viewer. It acts like your own personal auditor, translating that invisible background data into readable JSON files.
Now, a quick heads up, actually scratch that, a major warning here. You've got to be careful with this tool because caching all this raw telemetry locally can literally chew through up to a whole gigabyte of your hard drive space super fast. Because of that, Microsoft strongly recommends turning the viewer back off as soon as you're done auditing. Once you're actually inside the app, it's pretty incredible. It's basically a centralized audit dashboard. You can verify exactly which Windows components are phoning home, check out your average daily data volume, and even read the exact crash summaries being sent off. And for the IT pros watching, all of this is completely available as a PowerShell module too, so you can review the payloads straight from the command line. All right, let's wrap our heads around Section 5, controlling your privacy settings. Okay, we absolutely need to clear up a massive misconception right now. You know that basic privacy toggle in your Windows settings menu? Yeah. Turning off optional diagnostic data only lowers the volume of data. It does not stop it. The required data, all those hardware checks and system health metrics we talked about, that stuff is going to continue streaming to Microsoft regardless of what you do with that toggle. And this brilliantly highlights a glaring disparity in control, depending purely on what version of Windows you bought. Everyday consumers on Windows 11 Home or Pro, you can only lower the volume to that required tier. However, if you're an IT administrator running enterprise or education editions, you actually have access to group policy settings that can pull the plug entirely and truly disable diagnostic data. Since everyday users don't get that ultimate kill switch, a lot of people naturally turn to third-party apps like O&O Shutup 10++ or the Windows Privacy Dashboard. Some even try to manually kill the DiagTrack service, which handles the telemetry transport. But here is a huge word of caution straight from the source docs. Microsoft separates these paths, and if you aggressively block these services, you can easily break your system updates and make fixing your PC almost impossible if things go sideways. So the big takeaway here is that those popular privacy guides you see all over the internet, they tend to blur the lines between just reducing telemetry and completely turning it off. Disabling DiagTrack is only one piece of a giant puzzle. It absolutely reduces background reporting, but it definitely does not erase every diagnostic path baked into the operating system. And that brings us to our conclusion. I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. The next time your PC seamlessly updates in the background or magically recovers from a software crash, is this continuous, transparent black box of telemetry data a fair price to pay for a reliable, secure device? Understanding exactly what leaves your machine is the absolute first step in figuring out where you stand on that. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and remember to always keep asking questions about the technology you use every single day.